Hello and welcome to your Pilates class. No equipment is needed today, just yourself and a mat. So when you're ready, come to take your feet into inner hip distant width. And a nice way to find that is to bring your feet completely together and then just naturally turn your heels out and then bring the toes back in line. So it's much narrower than you think. Take a moment, roll the shoulders back so that you're setting the shoulders onto your back rather than rolling them forwards. Spine is nice and long, tailbone reaches down, crown of the head reaches up to the sky. Let's close down the eyes, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, let it go. And then just for a moment, come to connect your hands onto your side ribs. Just pause here. And start to tap into that sensation of breathing into the side ribs. And I find that keeping the eyes closed just for the first few moments really helps me to connect into my body and breath. So in Pilates, we breathe into the side body, this lateral breath, and you should be able to feel your ribs expanding out to the side here on your inhale. And exhale, you'll feel them pull back in together. Yeah, almost that feeling of deflation as, of course, the lungs deflate on the exhale. Deep breath in. And out. Once you have brought awareness to how the rib cage can expand out to the side, you're very welcome to release the arms. So pelvis is nice and neutral. Pelvic floor lifts up and lower belly draws in and up. So get that feeling of pulling your lower belly just in this triangular shape away from your clothes. It's a real deep core connection here. Let's take one more inhale and exhale. And softly open the eyes. So starting with a little bit of mobility. So just make sure nothing is around you that you can whack your hand against a wall. And let's start to get great big shoulder circles with this right arm. So get as big as you can, and you might feel those pops and cracks and clunks. That's okay, as long as it doesn't cause you pain. Let's go to the front, great big circle. So it's like your front crawl here. So you're just reminding the shoulder it can move. So a lot of the time in our day we're so incredibly still that it feels like we lose all sense of mobility in our joints. So we're just waking up a little bit here. And then let's have a go second side. So left arm. And for now, breath is just nice and easy. I'm not timing breath with movement just yet. Really loose through the arm. Try and stay very centered through your torso and your hips. And it might feel tiring to do this. It does for me. And then let's have a go other side. Great big circles, nice and loose and floppy with that arm. Should feel nice though to move them. Let's take 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shake that out. And then just take a moment to reset the shoulders onto the back. Let's bring the feet completely together. Take a deep breath in, right arm lifts. Deep breath out, take a nice side bend. So tail stays long, lower belly pulls in, just so that you feel you have a little bit of core support. Otherwise, I find that the lower back can start to pinch in this pose. So make sure that you're supported. Come back, other side, deep breath in, deep breath out, and then stay here and breathe in the stretch. Pelvic floor lifting will also give you a sense of support, as will hugging those legs together. And to center, let's go again, just because it feels so nice. Deep breath in, lift tall. Deep breath out, create that arch into your side ribs. Really flare through your side ribs here. And other side, deep breath in, lengthen, deep breath out, reach. And let's come to center and come to make your way to the top of the mat. So let's work with a little bit of stabilization work and core work and leg work with our standing lunges. So for now, bring the hands to the waist. Step your right foot back and sweep the arms forwards. From here, let's add a spinal twist. So with the left leg forwards, I draw the left elbow back. It's like you're pulling that bow and arrow in your archer's bow. Yeah, so that left shoulder eases back. And come to center and just step to the top of the mat. So let's just take this nice and steady first of all, just so that you can feel it into the body. So you're nice and grounded into your hips. And then pull that belly in, draw your right shoulder back. There's the rotation. Come back to center and step change. And that might be as quick or as slow as you go. Otherwise, if you wish to challenge this coordination and balance, let's pick it up just a little bit. So right leg back, left elbow to center and stand. Left leg back, right elbow, center, stand. Again, right, left, center, touch. Again, left, right, center, touch. How you doing? Right leg back, left elbow, center and tap. Left leg back, right elbow, center, tap. Pause, take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Let's now slow it down again. Right leg, and sometimes even that transition is tricky enough, you know, it is like you're stepping back onto a tightrope. So soften through those knees so that you get grounded into the lower body quite quickly. And of course, if the twist element brings something too much in for you, you can just practice with the step change. Yeah. So coming back to that first side, nice and slow, pull back, center, tap. Let's go to the left, one slow one. Step and land. Belly pulls in, right arm back, and center, and step. So it's definitely one to practice. Let's finish 4 more quickly. Right leg, left elbow, center, tap. Left leg, right elbow, center, tap. Nearly done. Right leg, left elbow, center, tap. Here we go. Left and right and left and together. Good, it's done. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then just make your way to the back of your mat. Bring your feet into that inner hip distance apart. Let's take a deep breath in, tuck your chin to your chest, get that rounding of the spine. Scoop and pull your belly button up and in and slowly roll down. Take your time. See if you really can touch every single vertebra, every single muscle of the back as you roll down. Let's do that a couple of times. It's a lovely warm up or cool down. Inhale at the top, nice and tall. Exhale, soft knees, melt and round. No problem if you only come to about here to shin level. You don't have to touch the floor. Slowly roll up. That belly is scooping and lifting all the time. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Find that C curve in your spine. And up. Keep the head the very, very last thing to come up. Let's take one more, then we transition to all fours. Nod chin to chest, round the spine, snake on down. And then soften those knees to enable you to walk the hands forwards. Make your way onto all fours. So let's come into the lovely bird dog. Make sure that you have lifted that belly, scooped and lifted your rib cage away from the floor. So we're not arching into the back and collapsing into the ribs. There's a lift and a lengthen. Let's take it nice and easy first of all, then we build on. So take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out, right leg extends back. Let's just stay with this leg. Inhale, center.
Exhale, reach back. And so you'll notice that I'm not extending that leg too high. It's not up here. It's just hip height. In and push out. Again, a little tuck. Shoulders are stable, shoulders over wrists, neck is long. Let's take 2 more. And 1 more and release. Other side, if you need to give yourself a shake out of the wrists, you can do. So find once again, neutral spine, neutral pelvis, long neck. Here we go, left leg. Take a deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, extend. Strong breath through the mouth. Inhale in. Exhale, reach. So you're reaching really long with that leg. Long as opposed to high. What happens when we take it beyond hip height is we start to lose the core connection and sag into the back, which doesn't feel nice. Let's go 1 more. Bring knees down, give yourself a moment to come off the wrists, take a little circle, and then you're going to progress that. So roll those shoulders, give your upper body a break, and then come back to all fours. So this time you're going to extend your right leg back. Again, that reminder, lift up, lift up. Left arm extend, so opposite hand to opposite leg. Here we go, deep breath in. Exhale, curl and crunch. Inhaling and exhale. So go as slow as you need to. And try to imagine that you've got either a tray of drinks onto the shoulders and also onto the lower back. So we do not want to spill those drinks. So we're trying to keep hips and shoulders as still and stable and controlled as we can. Here's 1 more. And release. So it's harder than it looks. So let's move into second side. So left leg out, again, not too high. Hip height, lift through your belly. Right arm extends. Yep, shoulders roll onto the back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, again, keeping the movement minimal through hips and shoulders. Extend and little contraction. Take 4 more. And 3. Go as slow as you need. Here's your final 2. Final 1. And then just give yourself a child pose, just so that the shoulders can roll back. So melt forehead to the floor, deep breath in. Deep breath out. And let's come to transition all the way onto the belly. Just gives our wrists a moment to have a breather. And let's come into what we call the back core, the posterior core, which is working on strengthening your back muscles here. So take a moment to feel your hips nice and level, extend your legs hip distance apart, and then bring your arms into almost a W shape. It's a bit like a cactus. So elbows in line with shoulders, and I'll bring my forehead to the floor. From here, engage your belly, so lift the belly button up from the floor, and there's this feeling of a contraction and a squeeze through your glute muscles. Here we go. So let's take an inhale, just lift the upper body, and exhale, release. Inhale, exhale. So try and keep the gaze to the floor as opposed to looking forwards, which is gonna just get into the neck a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna kind of creak into the neck. But if we keep the gaze to the floor, then we keep this lovely long neck that is in its perfect alignment with the spine. So hopefully you are feeling this right into your back muscles, your back extensor muscles. Let's take 3 more if you can. So lift, keep drawing those shoulders down the back. Here's 2 more, then you get a little breather. So good for you, this back extension work. Here's your final one. And release, turn cheek to the floor. Bend the knees, have a little kick and sway from side to side. That should release your lower back. And then let's progress this. If you wish, you can stay with just the upper body, or let's bring the legs in. Forehead to the floor, belly lifts, legs lengthen. Here we go. So lift up this time, bring the legs in and release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Now I tend to cue the inhale to lift, but if you prefer an exhale to lift, that is traditionally what you would do in this move in Pilates, then of course you are very welcome. So lift up, lengthen, feet lengthen back, heart lengthens forwards. And again, notice I'm not overly lifting, I'm not overly extending, I'm just trying to think super slow, super controlled, and as long as I can, sending the heart forwards. Let's take 4 more, it's a big move. 4, keep that gaze to the floor. 3, final 2, you really should be feeling this by now, I know I do. Here's your final 1. And with sweet relief, let it go. So turn other cheek to floor. Again, little swish, swish of the legs. You have an option to progress this 1 more level. If this level doesn't suit, come back to the level we've just done or the previous level with just your upper body lifting. Otherwise, if you are ready to take that 1 step further and you're only going to do 5 of these, you'll be relieved to know. Bring the arms back into cactus. It's your starting pose for all of us. Forehead to the floor, belly lifts, legs long, glutes engage. Take an inhale to lift. Exhale, reach the arms forwards, a bit like Superman, and draw elbows back and release to the floor. So it's 4 moves. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, draw elbows back and let it go. That's 2. Deep breath in, deep breath out. So it's much harder because you are lifted for an extra couple of counts. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, reach, neck is long. Inhale, exhale. Again, deep breath in and reach. Pull back. Let it go. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Take a super slow transition into child pose. And let all of that extension work go as you come into this nice rounded shape. It's your child pose in Pilates, also known as shell stretch. You can have arms forwards or back, whatever you need. Just give yourself a moment here to stretch. To roll up, let's leave our back extension work. Come onto the side for a little bit of side line. That always burns, but it is worth doing. So come all the way onto your left hand side. And I'm going to stay propped up onto my forearm. If you wished, you could come all the way down and cup your head in your hands, your choice. From here, once again, belly pulls in. There's a lift through your bottom ribs rather than a collapse. Yeah, so we're not collapsing in the ribs and we're not collapsing in the shoulder. So always being fully aware of trying to keep nice alignment in every joint of the body. My top hip is stacked on top of my bottom hip, and I'm flexing my feet. Take a lift through that right leg, and then let's start single lifts. Here we go. So lower and lift. And so what we're working on here is our small external hip rotators, our stabilization muscles of the knee. It's our glute min, glute med. It's all this very ouchy stuff here. Strong breath as you lift. Again, it's not high here. The movements are really small and controlled. So often in Pilates, I find that less is more in terms of how much you are or aren't moving a leg or an arm. Let's go 4 more if you can. 4, 4. Maybe that burn's starting to come in the outer leg. And 2. and 1. Can you hold it here? Reconnect and draw in that belly if you feel that your core is switched off. Remind yourself to switch it on. Here come the ouchie pulses. Real small little movements. This will get the burn if the other single leg raise didn't. Yeah, these small isolated little contractions. Can you give me 4 more? 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw that knee in. Deep breath in, release it, and out. And let's switch and set yourself up for second side. Onto forearm, body long, it's on that gymnastics beam. Get a lift through the ribs, shoulders down. Here we go, single time. And so if you flex that foot, it just really helps you to engage the leg a little bit more. Yep, switching on those muscles. Again, super strong breath. Keep lengthening that tail nice and long. Let's take 4 more. Here we go for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. You have the pulses. Reconnect, re-lengthen through tail, restack hips if you've noticed that you started to roll back. Let's go. Again, so nearly there, then you are on the back and hugging this in. Let's give me 4 more. Ready for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Make your way onto your back for a nice proper knee hug in. Always feels so good in the lower back after that sideline work, just to draw knees into the chest. So from here, let's begin to move into our abdominals. So keep the right leg hugged in and extend the leg and hover it just an inch or so off the floor. Tuck your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, switch, change. Again, breath in and out. Inhale, exhale. So reaching the legs away. And if it feels a little bit too much, lifting up through your upper body, you could bring the body to the floor if you wish. Yeah. And we're going to come to this move in a moment anyway. Otherwise, let's take 8, 7, 6, 5. You're really light with that hugging in of the knee. In, 2, and 1, and release. Give belly a break, give neck and throat a break. And then let's come straight back in. Hug right knee to chest, extend left leg. Tuck chin to chest, start to curl up, interlace the hands behind the head. Take a deep breath in, left elbow to right knee, and change. And so as you come into your bicycle crunches, again, keep it really steady, really slow. So we're not powering through the legs super speedy. We're not swinging the pelvis from right or left. We're trying again to keep everything super controlled. So it's just legs extending and then you're rotating through your midsection. Try to keep your gaze a little lifted. Yeah, elbows back. Let's take 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Well done, my friends. So nearly there. So nearly into the nice stretch part. Final one. So take a moment, lengthen your spine, pull up your leggings. And then from here, notice my ribs flaring. Tuck them in and down. It's literally like you're tucking your shirt into your trousers. That's how I feel it in my body, how I resonate to it. That action of in and down. Yeah, you should really be able to feel that with your body. And so there's just a slight imprint of your back into the floor. Let's bring left leg, right leg into tabletop. So shins, again, you've got a tray of glasses on your shins. Bring your palms to the floor, roll your shoulders back, neck is long. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, right leg lengthens away. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. So if this feels too much, you are welcome to shorten the lever, yeah, and just do little toe dips. So you're not quite taking the leg as far away as you are in this complete leg extension. So listen to your body. If you notice when you do this that you start to create a bridge into your lower back, then you know you've gone too far and you need to rein in the extension of the leg. So regardless of where you are, here we go. Let's take 4 more. Hips nice and level for 4. Keep those ribs in. You can even connect the hands to the ribs to remind you. 3, 2, little stamp into the floor with the lower back. 1, and release. Hug it in. Well done. Hard work done. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So of course you can do as many of those as you wish if you want to make it harder. If you have the strength and the stability, then of course you can also pick up the speed a little bit if you need to intensify it. So let's start to stretch. Left foot down, take your right leg up to the sky and just interlace behind the thigh. If you have a strap to hand, of course you could also take the strap over the foot. And let's release. Other side, left leg up. Feeling that into the back of the legs. And then with that left leg, cross it over your right thigh and draw into this ankle to knee pose. So the work that we did into your external glutes, those knee stabilization muscles, this is stretching out there, yeah, out to seat. So that was the sideline work that we did. Rocking back and forth if that feels good. And in your own time, if you can take these stretches for longer, then please do. Switch change, right leg to left. And gently release. Let's take the legs out. Let's take the arms up and over the head and deliberately now flare open your ribs and create the bridge underneath your lower back. So the opposite movement to everything that we've been doing, just so you feel a stretch. And then hug both knees into the chest. Take a little rock to sit. Roll the shoulders when you get there. And well done, you're all finished. Hope you enjoyed.